Hello dear viewers, and welcome back. Some royal stories are really human stories wearing court dress, and this is one of them. Today we're talking about Catherine, Princess of Wales, a wife, a mother, and a future queen who is walking through recovery with quiet grit while the country watches every step. Over the last year, Catherine has moved carefully back into public life following abdominal surgery and preventive chemotherapy. She returned to duties in September 2024, then continued at a measured pace, choosing appearances that mattered to her work and to the nation. When she stepped out at Wimbledon 2025, the cheers were warm, but so were the worries. Many of you wrote to us saying you were concerned she looked very thin. Let's meet that concern with compassion and clarity. First, what's real and what isn't? Catherine has been candid about receiving treatment and the need to pace herself. Beyond that, very little is confirmed, and that's on purpose. Health is personal. Speculation about exact weights, relapse, or what this photo means is just that, speculation. A physician who has never treated her offering guesses from a picture is still guessing. Recovery from major treatment isn't linear, appetite can ebb, energy can swing, and rebuilding strength takes time. None of that is our place to diagnose from the outside. What we can say is this: inside the Wales household there has been, by all accounts, a deeply personal decision to slow the engine and protect the essentials, health, children, and the rhythm of family life, no matter how loud the outside world becomes. That choice, we're told, has moved Prince William more than once. It's the kind of private resolve that never makes a balcony photo, but it's what carries families through long seasons. If you're a parent or a partner, you'll understand why that lands so heavily. While Catherine has focused on healing, the center of gravity at the palace has shifted. King Charles continues his own cancer treatment and remains visible at key moments, but he is more selective than he once was. That means greater weight on the shoulders of the Prince and Princess of Wales. Quietly, they've begun taking on more of the how the institution works responsibilities, not just handshakes and ribbons, but the plumbing of the modern crown. One small example already signposted for 2026, the ability to issue royal warrants through their household, a technical change that signals longer-term planning for a reign to come. With more responsibility has come more scrutiny. Some commentators have revived an old, unhelpful label, part-time royal, to suggest Catherine prefers home to duty. Let's be fair. Before her diagnosis, she held and still holds a substantial portfolio: early childhood, mental health, families, the arts, sport, and a slate of patronages, where she shows up without fanfare. The same critics sometimes point to William's travel, Euros in Germany, conservation work, Earthshot, without noting those are core briefs he's developed over more than a decade. In any case, none of us sees the full diary, the briefings, the hospital visits that aren't public, the hours with charities that never make a headline. The quiet work is still work. There have been changes behind the scenes. Natasha Archer, a long-serving aide who became a trusted constant for Catherine, has stepped away. Anyone who has faced a health crisis will recognize the ripple that follows when a familiar pillar moves. You feel it in logistics, in wardrobe, in the day-to-day ease that a great assistant brings. Transitions like this are normal in royal households, and new hands will steady the wheel, but it's one more moving piece at a delicate time. So where does this leave us? Where does it leave her? Somewhere honest. Catherine's public calendar remains deliberately light. On the days she appears, she gives what she has with extraordinary grace. On the days she doesn't, she is mothering 3 growing children, rebuilding strength, and listening to doctors. That is not weakness, it is wisdom. Real recovery is a long, careful conversation between the body and the will. Even the strongest among us need white space on the page. Let's also remember what recovery actually looks like for many people after chemotherapy. Strength doesn't return in a straight line. Some weeks are good, others are slow. Dietitians nudge appetite back. Physiotherapists rebuild balance and stamina. Sleep matters more than it used to. The win is often small but mighty. A longer walk without fatigue. A fuller plate finished without effort. An afternoon of work followed by an evening with the children and no setback the next day. If you've lived this yourself, you'll recognize the markers. What, then, should the public expect? Fewer mass walkabouts and more targeted engagements for a while. More work that aligns with her long-standing themes: early childhood, families, mental health, because familiar ground is kinder ground. Appearances that are short, carefully timed, and supported by teams who can flex on the day. And, yes, gaps in the diary that are there because a mother is listening to her body before she listens to the news cycle. Catherine's signature projects will help guide that path. Her early years' work was never about a single launch. It's a decade-long effort to shift how we think about the first 5 years, from health visitors to local councils to employers. That kind of program can advance through research, training modules, and partner organizations even when the principal is off camera. Expect more of that. Substance over spectacle. When she is ready to stand at a lectern again, it will be to add momentum, not to start from zero. The family piece matters, too. This autumn and winter will be shaped by school terms for George, Charlotte, and Louis, and by the very ordinary logistics every parent knows: drop-offs, rehearsals, parents' evenings. The Waleses have always tried to draw a line around these rhythms, keeping childhood as untheatrical as possible. That boundary may be firmer than ever while their mother rebuilds. It's not a PR strategy, it's what healthy families do. What about William? He is visibly in the bridge role now, between his father's steadier pace and the future he is preparing to inherit. You will see him lean on the work he has spent years building: homelessness initiatives that create real housing, mental health campaigns aimed at men and boys, conservation backed by practical funding. Those aren't escapades, they are the lanes he has earned the right to drive. He will also be at home more than headlines suggest, because home is where recovery is guarded. We should also soberly acknowledge the emotional climate around all this. The royal family has weathered a long season of criticism, some fair, some not. The temptation for any institution is to answer every shout. Don't expect that here. The watchwords have quietly become steadiness and restraint. There will be fewer statements, fewer rebuttals, fewer point-scoring moments. There will be more turn up, do the work, go home. In a noisy age, that's a choice. A word, if we may, about photographs. A still image captures a second, not a story. Lighting, angles, tailoring, even nerves can change a frame dramatically. Comparing one picture to another and drawing sweeping medical conclusions is a game that always looks certain and is almost always wrong. If you need a rule of thumb, try this one: if a comment would be cruel about your own daughter or sister, it doesn't become kind, because the subject wears a tiara. Here is what we're watching for in the months ahead. Gently expanding engagements where she can control pace and proximity, children's centers, hospital units, arts projects, small room gatherings where listening matters more than length. Collaborative updates from her early years partners rather than splashy, big days. Family-anchored moments around traditional fixtures if and when she feels able: Remembrance Season, the Christmas Carol concert she has hosted in recent years, always caveated by health first. None of these are promises. They are possibilities. And possibilities are enough for now. It's also fair to ask what the institution can do better for her, and for anyone in public life facing illness. The best answer is what it is already doing: letting silence be information. A clear announcement when there is something to say, otherwise, space. When the palace draws a curtain, it is not hiding scandal, it is protecting a person. We would all want the same for ourselves. If you're new to Catherine's work, here's why so many root for her. She carries rooms without dominating them. She makes shy children glint with confidence. She asks the kind of questions teachers and nurses remember afterwards. She grounds the role in ordinary things: muddy boots on a forest school visit, paint on a sleeve at an art therapy session, a quiet word with a parent who needed someone to notice. The monarchy endures because its most effective members make dignity feel welcoming, not remote. That is her gift. To those who worry, you're not wrong to feel protective. To those who demand more appearances, try patience. The crown is a marathon, not a sprint. And to those walking a similar road at home, take heart from the example you're seeing. Boundaries are not selfish. They are how we get well. We'll end where we began, with the human story. Behind the titles there is a household that has had a hard year. A husband learning new kinds of strength. 3 children who need ordinary joy. A woman relearning what enough looks like. Crowns glitter on big days. Courage glows on the small ones. Right now, she is choosing the glow. If you value calm, fact-first updates, please like this video and subscribe, so you never miss a report. And we would truly love to hear from you. What do you most hope to see for Catherine over the next year? Fewer public moments and more rest? Or carefully chosen engagements that nourish her as much as they serve the country? Your thoughts, as ever, are welcome below.